was just one word to describe today, that word would be sticky. Today has been the stickiest day so far. Oh no, don't pull that off, Marco. Not pull the pipe off. This is my aircon pipe, by the way, which I've realised that if I disconnect from the heater vent, it's actually closer to my face and therefore blows cold air in my face instead of which was otherwise just warm air. I've got my aircon working, which is such a relief. After it burst when we got to the last hotel, just sat there all on its own. The pressure was obviously too much with the heat soak after it shut down the Pearl when it was extremely hot. That's called heat soak, ladies and gentlemen, and it's an awful thing. Today has been absolute carnage. It's been non-stop. Actually, no, we've started off this morning driving the sand dunes, which we don't really drive them, we just kind of skim over them and get some photos, but I mean essentially, yeah, we do kind of drive over them, so we can say we've done it. We get those amazing photos. Quite hard on the car, so I went first just to kind of do a demonstration as such, and managed to rip my front fiberglass spoiler in the corner of the Pearl. It's cracked. It was already cracked, to be fair, so it's no big loss. I also rippled up my under tray, which is a thin sheet of aluminium, but did get some good photos and some good videos, so it was worth it. And then Laura, very sadly, on the sand dunes got stuck.
Yeah, you need to pull that sand away from the front wheel. And the back wheels as well.
And then we towed her out, but unfortunately the tow rope managed to snag the power steering pipe, the high pressure line to the rack from the pump, and unfortunately ripped it off. So she wasn't very happy about that, but it wasn't the end of the world. Right after that, I was heading to get my air conditioning repaired anyway in a town 35 minutes away, off route. So I sent the whole rally en route to the 4x4 museum and then on to the extinct volcano, which are two highlight checkpoints today. Laura, myself, my brother, and my dad in the Lexus, and Eileen, of course, with Laura in the Saab, all went off to get my aircon regassed and repaired and to fix the pipe. That was carnage as well, like that was roasting hot. You know, it was like turning up at a garage in Morocco where they don't speak the language or we don't speak their language. You know, just trying to get them to do what we need them to do and then get them to understand that we don't need the original pipe, we just need them to fix that pipe with any means possible. I managed to change the seal on this that broke. And then there was no aircon gas, and I was like, well, where's the man who does this? And then he wasn't there, and I was like, can he come along? Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, we managed to achieve our goals. Aircon has been regassed. It was not vacuum pumped out, but they checked it for leaks, and they seemed quite happy. Actually, the guy done a really good job, to be fair, and he was a nice guy. He spoke Spanish, so I was able to chat to him at least. And then Laura got a stainless steel pipe, or was it a steel pipe I believe, that she ended up bending herself. The lovely man brazed it onto the existing pipe, which very conveniently was just poking out of the front of the Saab, that obviously because that's the direction it got ripped off in.
One finger!
Whoa, 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 whoa! Mark, there's a heat shield rubbing off your front passenger wheel.
Yeah, that's where I trashed it in the sand dunes.
Okay, well, just watch him doing that.
on fuel a little bit, Marco?
It happens on every single trip at some point, but yep, it happened to happen here.
So that's sorted. Then we went up to meet up with the rest of the teams who'd already made it to the extinct volcano. Simon and Anne had a massive help from the team, put in a lot of hours himself. They were up at 5 in the morning rebuilding that radiator on the Mini, which they tried to repair, but unfortunately it didn't hold. The plastic end caps failed, or one of them did, with the pressure, and Ross's radiator that he originally had on the Nissan has now been fitted to the Mini, and it looks like something in Mad Max, because it doesn't fit. And they had to hold the bonnet raised up, and they originally didn't have the bumper on it, but now they do. It looks kind of thrown together, but it kind of looks really good. So the Mini is holding up great. They lost the air conditioning, unfortunately, because they had to scrap the condenser because it wasn't going to fit. So that is now gone. They don't have air conditioning anymore, but they're moving, and that's what matters. So now we have a very short drive today. We're nearly there, actually, but there's the hotel. We've just arrived at our destination, which is in the middle of the Gorge Todra. Incredibly beautiful gorge.
It's the Ropey Bridge. It's bubbly.
Quarter to 6, shouting, Laura, Laura, it's quarter to 6, it's quarter to 6.
You're like Arnie, man.
He needs the other side, looks better. That's it. You turn the CD on.
Oh, my pipes come off!
Perfect.